Welcome to Coleman Report Live. I'm Bob Coleman. We're talking Main Street and the small business lenders who help it grow. Lance Sexton, good to see you. Delaney is in the wings, and we have Anna O'Brien. Anna, welcome.
Welcome, Anna.
Thank you so much. Good morning, guys. Thank you. Great
Anna,
to be here.
There she is, and she's one of our emerging SBA lenders of the year. I hope we spelled your name right. And Anna, this is
You got
for
it.
you. When we get off the show, we'll mail that to you. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Emerging lender,
Thank you very
lender
much.
Emerging Lender of the Year. We got rid of the 40 under 40 because someone commented we should do 80 under 80, and I thought that was rude.
Well, Bob, I would qualify for that one, Bob.
For another year or two. Anyway.
The 80. No, I'm talking about the 80 under 80. No.
That's what I said. You'll qualify for another year or two.
Oh.
There you go. Finally. Slow crowd today.
Yeah.
What we want to do is acknowledge the people, the next generation of lenders coming up. And these are always fun awards to give out. There's no charge. We don't charge for anything. We just do this sort of as our way of giving back. Anna, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, who do you work for?
I work for TMC Financing. TMC Financing is a certified development company providing businesses with SBA 504 loans in California, Nevada, and Arizona.
And where are you out of?
I'm in California. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. Our headquarters are in Oakland, California, which is where I'm not from, but work. And we have offices throughout the state, and one in Nevada and one in Arizona.
And how long have you been in the SBA world?
Well, the longer story is I sort of grew up in the SBA world, but I've been with TMC in this capacity for 9 years, since November of 2012.
Tell me, what do you mean by you grew up in the world? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's a little mysterious, isn't it? Well, TMC Financing was founded by Barbara Morrison, and now the secret's out of the bag, but she actually is my mother as well. And so I grew up, auditing files and spreading financials for loan ratings and such.
I did not know that. Good for you. That's that shouldn't be a trade secret. That's well, good for you. That gives something to Delaney there. Delaney, pay attention to this. What do you
Anna,
do?
that's
I'm sorry, Lance. Go ahead. Jump in.
Anna, it's always a great thing. Both Delaney and my other daughter, Shelby. Shelby's now working in banking, my middle daughter, and it's always fun to see your children get involved in what you've done for a long time and been passionate about.
Yeah, and
well, it's great to hear. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Lance, it's great to hear that from your perspective, because from my perspective, it is also really wonderful to have that added level of connection, just, having it in your blood, essentially. But it's also great to hear that from the parent's perspective. It's nice to see.
Well, and Joseph's in the boat. He's Joseph. How many years have you been with Coleman Publishing now?
1984, since the beginning.
You were
wow.
Stuffing envelopes.
Yeah.
Wait, not 84. You were born in 84. I started in 1983.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's fact check you here. So,
anyway, hey, I have one question for Anna, Bob. Anna, you guys, have y'all been overwhelmed this year with 504 opportunities?
Yeah, it's, one thing that we are seeing is the volume and the demand is definitely not slowing down. The 504 volume has continued to be unprecedented, both at TMC and nationally. And I think, to me, that's a really, really, really encouraging and inspiring indicator, right? These businesses, the resiliency and the community as a whole is just, continuing to thrive, more than survive, and on their way back to thriving. So yes, I mean, I don't know that overwhelmed is like the PC word to use, but it's been busy. Yes.
Yeah. What do you do, Anna? What do you do for TMC?
So I'm a business development officer at TMC, which basically means that I'm the point of contact for the applicant, the business owner. I'm also the main point of contact with our lending partners and the real estate brokers and other industry professionals that we partner with in order to get the transaction done. So my role is essentially kind of we compare it to being a quarterback in that, we sort of lead the charge and then also rely upon our team, internal and external, to get the deal done.
What is the commercial real estate market like in Northern California?
It's crazy. I think real estate in Northern California and specifically in the Bay Area has been a very, very high demand for a number of years, as I think many of us know. And so as a result, prices have continued to go up and up and up. I will say that with the pandemic, there has been some migration, in and out of the area. And so I do think that there's been a little bit of normalizing with the prices and whatnot. But, for the most part, the demand is just, exceedingly higher than the supply.
And what percentage of your transactions are refinance?
Ooh, good question. Not enough, I guess I'll say. Not enough. I think the SBA 504 refinance program is still relatively new. We've been doing purchase and construction transactions since 1980, so that is what we're known for. The refinance is, within the last few years, and so it's still ramping up, in my opinion. We're still building our sort of awareness and the platform as a whole, but it is a very, very appealing product. To be able to convert to a 25-year fixed rate product is not readily available elsewhere. So it is something that we are continuing to promote.
And do you have a plan B that I personally think it will be solved. I think that 504 will receive funding through the end of the fiscal year. I think Lance agrees with me on that. But do you have a plan B if we get shut down on 504, Anna?
No, I think no, I think that we have to assume that it'll get solved, right? And I agree with you. I believe that, NADCO and all the other organizations are working, and everybody sort of in the industry is working to at least raise awareness of the issue. And that awareness also needs to be delivered with the appropriate amount of urgency, right? Because this could be a very big problem. We are hoping, and what we're told is, I think the likely solution is that money that's allocated for the 504 debt refi without expansion, that's a separate bucket of SBA dollars than the regular SBA dollars. So we're hoping that money from that bucket will be allocated to the regular 504 dollars. But outside of that, no, I don't have a plan B. If anyone does, I'd love to hear it.
As a development company, I know TMC is involved with other type of programs. Are you involved in other SBA programs or other city or state programs?
Sure. So TMC financing is, sorry, it just played back in my head. TMC financing, we also do community advantage lending, which is a smaller version of a 7A loan, up to $250,000 for businesses to utilize for working capital, tenant improvements, any sort of real operational need. TMC does also have a sister company called TMC Community Capital, which is a 501(c) nonprofit that provides microloans on a fintech platform. So $5,000 to $50,000 for new businesses, primarily.
Awesome.
Lance, go ahead, jump in. Did you have a question?
I was just thinking it's great that your company's involved in several different areas of getting money out to entrepreneurs, and I do agree with you and Bob both. They have to figure out the 504 funding issue, because that has been the program with the most incredible level of momentum for the last 18 months at least.
Definitely.
So why stop?
And exactly. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just, emphatically agree. And the fact that, the businesses deserve the money, and so we just can't run out of it. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, I'm going to ask you about your best success story. Mull that over. So
Ooh.
You think about it. I'm going to read some of these quotes about you while you think about that. But these were in support of Anna, and she is a driven SBA 504 advocate that goes over and above to secure the financing for Main Street owners. She never takes no as a simple answer. Good for you. And it consistently delivers creative solutions to overcoming obstacles for her clients. It is common to come across a challenging deal that many doubt will be approved by the SBA, but Anna puts in her all to make sure it does. She always has her small business interest at heart. That someone else also said Anna is always, oh, this is one of your subordinates, which we love, by the way. So next year, please consider this, and we love testimonials from obviously the C-suite, but also from people you work with and also to your customers. Anna is always there to support me when needed. She provides resources for me to succeed and achieve my career goals. So Anna, very nice testimonials.
Absolutely.
And obviously we don't have to, I don't have to say you're well-spoken and a powerful communicator. You've sold yourself on that.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you and great. Okay. Gave you some time to think. Your best success story.
Yikes, I wasn't prepared for this.
That's why I give you a little bit of time. We can talk about the situation in Ukraine, how that affects America's small business, but let's go back to the easier one.
Okay, given the option, I plead my success story. Okay, so let's see. I guess without getting too specific, and because you did ask me about refi, I will say that recently, one project that I was very grateful to be given the opportunity to participate in, and very grateful for their sort of resilience and persistence throughout, because there were many, many, many sort of bumps along the way. And it was just, it's a restaurant, sort of an iconic restaurant locally. It's a 504 refi. We were able to, convert what they had in place to a 25-year below market fixed rate product. The restaurant is doing very, very well, but given the pandemic, obviously restaurants took an exceedingly harder hit, I guess. And so it just ultimately was one that I felt very, very, very personally rewarded. It felt rewarding to me personally, and I felt very grateful to be able to, businesses go through so much, obviously, so much every single day, and to be able to help in any way is a privilege. And so I guess that's what I'll say for my success story.
Very good. No, that's great.
No, I love it.
Go ahead, Lance.
Well, I think it's great. One of my favorite parts about working in the SBA world is driving through a town and say, I helped that business, or I helped that business, and just being able to remember that the SBA program has an impact on businesses that we visit and frequent. But it's just like Anna was sharing, a very important restaurant in that market, and the 504 refi probably put them in a position to be strong for the future with better cash flow.
Well, Anna, we're going to conclude this segment with the last sentence there. I'll read it. Fiscal year 2021, you did 38 transactions, $114 million, creating 300 jobs. And that helped TMC retain its title as the number one lender in Northern California and the number one lender in the country. So, Anna, pleasure to meet you. Congratulations on your
Likewise.
success. And good luck in the future. I certainly enjoyed
Thank you so much for having me. Great to meet you guys. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Well, that was a nice story.
Absolutely.
We should have a better segue.
From a nice story to an interesting story here.
These are our friends in Southern California. They tore off they bolt cuttered their ankle bracelets, husband, wife. There's 3 involved, and I don't know what the other relationship is. And it's a sad story. They left a note for their kids saying, hey, basically, we'll see you down the road. They've been arrested in Montenegro, which is former, if my geography is correct, former part of Yugoslavia. The interesting part about this is there is no extradition treaty. So that'll be interesting on how they come back. But basically, Lance, she got 6 years, which I don't mean to minimize 6 years. And the third person got 10 years, and he got about 15, 16 years. 17. He got 17 years.
Yeah.
So they're on the run for 6 months. Of course, you're always looking over your shoulder, and now they're caught. And I know I've talked to professionals and whatever, and there is life after these type of things where you try to get your life back to normal. but they've certainly put themselves behind the 8 ball on dealing with this for the rest of their lives.
Well, and I think this will be an interesting story to continue to follow, Bob, because, one of the things about these larger PPP frauds is it always blows my mind that somebody steals $18 million and doesn't leave the country. So these people actually cut their ankle bracelets and went to a country that didn't have extradition. So, the question is, I want to follow this, Bob, and see if they actually get brought back to the United States and put in prison.
Let's see. It is unclear how the fugitives will return, but the Department of Justice is working to get the trio extradited.
Yeah.
Which
But,
tells me they will do. But they, and again, they did the obligatory diamonds, jewelry, furnishings, imported furnishings, so nothing from your brother in Arkansas, designer handbags, Harley Davidson, and down payments on multiple luxury homes, which now are owned by you and I as taxpayers.
Well, and they will seize all this, and probably there are lending institutions on the other side that will have to file a submittal for these seizures, most likely. And but again, this is a very interesting case. This is the first one where they've left the country and found a place where they don't extradite. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and how quickly they come back to the United States.
Interesting. Real quick, if you're a lender involved with the seizure, just give me a quick overview. What do you have to do, and how are you?
Well, you'd get in a case like this, you would get a notice from the Department of Justice, notification of a seizure, and you would file a petition for remission of the assets identified. Now, there'll probably be multiple institutions on this, but as a prudent servicer, anytime you get a seizure notification, you need to file that petition for remission. One thing that I have found is once you get a seizure notification, typically you are set at that point to file for guarantee. You could file for guarantee purchase and get reimbursed by SBA, but if you were successful in getting the seized assets, you'd have to turn those back over to SBA. So
yeah, but file, get it off your books and move on.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Real quick, Lance, we're doing a 13 steps you need to do on equity injection. Why is this important for lenders in 2022?
Well, equity injection, Bob, has been important for lenders forever, but we're going to cover the current regulations or SBA SOP information related to equity injection, and we're also going to talk about some of the mistakes that are made and share information on how to avoid those mistakes as a good SBA citizen.
And just hot off the press, I have finished the 2022 edition of the NAICS and franchise default rates. Those are done. Joseph, we're sending those out today.
Yeah, correct. That's going to go out to the subscribers list, and you can order it now.
Okay. And we're going to send you a PDF. We're going to do something different this year. We're also going to put it into a book format. So everyone will receive that. And if you're not on that subscription list, we'll send out information to you on that today. Please take a look at that and take advantage of that. And we always try to tweak it to make it as useful as possible. But Lance, I know a lot of people use it as a resource on how to evaluate your loan portfolio and individual.
Well, Bob, there are a ton of SBA credit memos throughout the country that have information from the NAICS and the franchise report embedded into those credit memorandums. So it's an important resource for an SBA lender. I've used it for years.
Yeah,
and it's a great resource.
I like working with numbers, and I've gone through it, and it's accurate. Hey, Lance, thank you so much for joining us. Anna, if you're still on, thank you, and congratulations. Delaney is off. She's fighting stuff. So I hope you feel better, Delaney.
Yeah,
And
me too.
we will be back on Monday. There's no holiday Monday, right?
Thank goodness, Bob. I was lost on Monday this week.
Yeah, okay. We'll see you Monday, same time, 1 o'clock Eastern. Thank you very much.
Have a great weekend.